Hello and welcome. You are with Doc Sun, and no, this is not DC Universe Online. I am playing the game ArcheAge in the land of Aurora. Well, not land, but on the planet Aurora. Thought this would be a pretty cool deal just to start off right from the beginning and show everyone what this game looks like. And as you can see, behind me, the graphics look pretty awesome, pretty cool. In this first episode, I'm just going to show you the basics, and then we'll continue on from the next. Anyway, let me show you what continent I am on. Here is the map, and as you can see, there is a blue dot that shows where I'm at and which way I'm facing. And as you can also see, I have a couple missions that I can pick up already. And over here you can choose what icons are shown on this map or on the map on the screen. As you can see, I just clicked my location, and let me show this to you again. Right here it shows where I am at, and this is the starting area whenever you create a Harani character. You can see this is right here is the first area that you are in, and you will be able to get out of this area. And the map also shows you what kind of conditions you are in this case, arid, which means you are kind of in a desert land. Now let me go over what you see on the screen. Right here, this dark area on the right hand side will show your journals as they come up. Now unfortunately, no, you can resize the screen, or resize the journal area, but you cannot move it. Whereas you come over here, you can't move this either, but you can resize the window so that it's more at the bottom than where it's at, which is usually right up here. Now as for the map, right here is the map that you can see on screen, so you can know where you're going, and you can change this. You got large, which takes up just about a whole quarter of the screen, and you can see things just a little bit better. Right here is it, and right up ahead a little bit, you can see a chest that will be right where you can place your items from out of your inventory. You can take it down to small, so it's just in the upper right, but I like having mine on medium just so I can see the icons a little bit better. Good grief, this guy is obnoxious right here. In the starting area, that character is the first one you see. His name is Lucius, and you will find him in various forms, because as you can see here, he shows up in human form and then turns into a bird. He kind of welcomes you into the world in all of the four starting areas. He'll give you tips and hints, like here, use the WSAD keys to move, to use your mouse instead, and so on. But he'll give quite a few different things. Now if you don't want the map, you click on this icon right here, which looks like a little cog, and you got two choices: view minimap and show icons on minimap. Click this box right here right beside the minimap, and the minimap will disappear for those who would rather explore a little bit and not see where they're going. Or you can click here. As you can see, all those icons have disappeared. And right next to that, you have a bar which shows a day-night cycle. And right here is the sun going towards the furthest right of this bar, which means it is almost nighttime. Oh, somebody just opened up a portal. These I will explain here in just a little moment. Let's go ahead and turn back here. Now Arkham Iris is our starting area, and I don't know if you can see this on the YouTube screen, but it shows Harani Alliance controlled zone. You are on the continent of Harani, so therefore you are part of that alliance. And down here you got two icons right next to each other that are pretty big. One is the marketplace. You click on that and you have a chance to change your appearance, hairstyle, and whatever. And then you got your main screen, auction license, tax certificate, expansion role, glider wings, workers' compensation, an Archeum supply crate. And the supply crate includes a variety of consumables, components, and regrade items with a bonus chance to contain Archeum. Rumor has it that the legendary Pack Donkey Carrot Dash can also occasionally be found within. And you got the various tabs. You got General. It shows a limited edition claw-bound housewarming gift. Yes, you can get a house. Let's see, let's cycle through. Pet healing potion. You can get pets, and actually these pets you can ride, so they're also mounts. Tempering flux, weapon, armor, tempering burnish. As you can see, there are quite a few things that you can get. Things for traveling, glider wings, glider customization, glider mount, and you can go ahead and buy these, or you do have a little quest deal that you can also get one of these as part of your deal. Land. You need a tax certificate, which means yes, you will have to pay taxes when you get yourself a plot of land. Now, anyone who's looking over here will see it says Owl Mailbox. That's right. Somebody here has been watching Harry Potter or has read Harry Potter, because the mail is taken care of by owls. You got custom. You got dyes. Ooh, here's one for Sambo. Pink blush dye. So you can change what your character is wearing. And then loyalty. Those who are buying a subscription, we'll be able to buy items from here. So, and again, they got quite a few things. You can get calves, green elk calf, brown tail, leomorph, sandmane, snow lion, and brown liet full pet. But as you go along, you'll get a quest line that will get you a pet anyway. And then right up here you have open marketplace mail. If you open up the marketplace and buy something, you can click here, or you can click down here, which is be the same thing. You open up your marketplace mail, and whatever you purchase will be here, and you just double click on it, and it will be put into your inventory. Now up here you have your health and mana bars, and by just hovering over here, as you can see, you will get a window that opens up on the side, which tells you what your occupation is, how much health you got, and how much mana you have available to you. And you can see how much PvP honor points you have and hostile faction kills. And then right up here you got the symbol right above the health bar. You will get at most 3 of these. Right now I've got vitalism, however you want to say it. Then underneath that you have your buffs and or debuffs that will be shown. This is a patron buff, regenerates 10 labor points every 5 minutes while online, and 5 labor points every 5 minutes while offline. You can have a max of 5,000, and bestows 5 loyalty tokens daily for logging in. And it also increases experience gain by 10%, and allows items to be listed on the auction house. Trailblazer buff increases strength, agility, stamina, intelligence, and spirit by 3. And then a buff for equipping a shield. Wielding a shield increases physical defense and magic defense by 200, and max hit points and max magic points by 350. Down here you have your chat. Like I said, you can resize that in order to bring it down to where you want it, where it's most useful for you. And then right underneath that you have a bar which shows how many labor points you have and how many loyalty tokens you have if you are a patron. And right underneath that, this very thin bar which looks darkish is your experience bar, and it'll show you the percent of experience you've got before you level up. Then you have your various bars down below, which has different effects. Here on mine I have a dash, which is basic for everybody. It increases move speed by 38.4%, cancelled if you use a skill or suffer damage, and it cannot be used during combat. Grows faster as it ranks up, and it continuously consumes mana. Mana does not regen while dash is active. Double tap forward movement key to activate, or you can hit shift 1. Then right next to that, which is more for when you're in combat, kicks an enemy, dealing 14 physical damage and knocking it back. And if you take a look at the bottom of the window there, it says combo, inflicts additional 300% damage on tripped targets. Then right underneath those two you have your melee attack, which is instant if you're not doing anything else or attacking any other way. The melee attack will kick in. Basic, again, shoot arrow, rank 1, shoots an arrow at a target, dealing damage equal to 120% of ranged attack. Damage is reduced by 20% if target is within 8 meters. And it is a fast skill, so there's no cooldown. You can hold it and move to keep hitting the mob. Then right next to that, Vitalism or Vitalism skill or power, whatever you want to call it. Antithesis consumes 31 mana. Cast time is 2 seconds. Its range goes up to 25 meters and has a 5-second cooldown. As a magic attack, it has 200%. And for allies and yourself, it instantly restores 62 health. Enemies, it deals 157 magic damage. When the skill levels up, it increases damage, but also cast time. Hold Alt to use on yourself. Now, as you can see, it shows 4 different combos. It reduces antithesis cooldown by 0.6 of a second while inspired. It eliminates the cast time of antithesis for the duration of conversion shield. Increases healing effectiveness by 16% for the duration of resurgence when cast by an ally, and consumes a target's charm debuff to inflict an additional 26% damage. And then over here you have various other things. Now, basic, gotta get down. That's right, there is dancing. And it is instant, and it only works on the caster only. When you want to show off your old school grooves, get down and get funky. So let's see which one she's got up. Oh, look at that, the Melbourne Shuffle. Then right next to that is Recall. Warps you to the last memory tome you set as your recall point. Right now, the recorded location is where I'm at right now, in Arkham Iris, in Hatora. Then right next to that, you have an instrument. Plays your equipped instrument, requires, and it does require an instrument, obviously, and gives different area effects depending on the type of instrument you have. So right now, let's see what I've got. This is one of the first changes you get when you first start playing. You get a flute. And then right underneath that, you have your Heart's Beat, which is a healing potion. Mind's Edge, which is a mana potion. And your teleport book automatically records new locations the first time you visit them. You can then use a Hereafter Stone to return to any location on the list. Requires 1 or 3 Hereafter Stones. A teleport scroll utilizes the power stored in a Hereafter Stone to open a world gate. Jump through the gate to travel to a recorded location. Now, let's show the character screen. You hit C. A lot of the commands are very basic. Gives you the faction that you're in my case, West Ishvara, and titles if you have any. Click on the cog right here, and any titles you have, you can use to display, as Misper is showing right here. And it shows how much damage your basic melee attack can do in percentages. In this case, I can do 32 to 35 melee weapon attacks. My range damage is 16 to 19. And it's not showing the others. Then you got magic attack, healing power, physical defense, magic defense, which will all be based on the gear that you are wearing. And one of the cool things about this is that as you go, if you look right here as I hover over this cloth armor, civilian armor, I have 3 out of 3 pieces, a shirt, pants, and shoes, and they give you a slight buff. Increases health regen by 1 and mana regen by 1. And as you get the better weapon, you will get better weapon. As you get the better gear, that will increase, and or you will get other effects for having a full set or part of a set. Now if you take a look up by where it says cloth armor, it'll show what looks like a shirt icon that shows that you are wearing that at the moment. Then over here you have your in my case a civilian staff, as I am a magic user. I got a shield, bow, a lute, and my glider. Then you have a spot for rings, earrings, necklaces, hands, arms, waist, and so on. Pretty basic. And then up here, equipping a wardrobe item masks some of your gear from being seen. Wardrobe items can hide gear in the head, chest, legs, hands, and feet slots. And let's see what I look like when I put on my Desert Assassin plate. And right there you can see my wardrobe has changed. The stats remain the same. You still get, this gear is here, but the wardrobe is just what you're seeing. And you can right click right here at the top in the wardrobe spot, and it will remove that item. And down here you could also get to the character info by clicking here, which will bring up what we just saw. Right next to that is your inventory. You can click on this or click I, and what you have on you at the moment is what you currently have. As you can see, most of my spots are empty, and you can expand your bag. Then right up here you got different tabs. You got one for equipment, consumables, crafting materials, which I have none at the moment, quest items, which I don't have it at the moment, or I can add a new tab. Click all, and right from the beginning it already has an auto start. So you click that and it sorts everything by the particular function. All your clothing and whatever will be at the beginning, and then do a recovery potion. This is how you would heal your pet if they ever get knocked out. Use one of these potions and it will restore 20% health and mana after healing your pet's wounds, or it will revive a gravely wounded pet and mount. And then you got your potions for you, your health, and your mana. And this right here are your Hereafter Stones. A teleport book utilizes the power stored in the Hereafter Stone to open a world gate. Jump through the gate to travel to a recorded location. which are automatically recorded in the teleport books as you pass through villages and cities. They also contain enough power to send you anywhere on your current continent. 3 Hereafter stones contain enough power to send you to a different continent. And right next to that is a talisman, which allows you to extract archeum and other crafting components for magic equipment and Luna stones. For use in masonry, spend up to 10 labor points to extract archeum or lunarite from equipment and Luna stones. And you will see your labor down here go down. And then your teleport book. Now, from what I can tell, I may be wrong, you have to have these items equipped and not in your storage area in order to use. Right next to that is your quest log. As you can see, it is pretty empty. But as we start doing some quests, you can see those here. They'll be listed here. Then you can see the description there and the last episode you had done. And right next to that is your skills window. Now, the first thing that comes up is combat. As you can see, the only set I have right now is vitalism, or vitalism, again, however you want to say it. When you get to level 5, you can unlock a new skill set, and I will show you that when we get to that point, and all the available skill sets you have available. And again, at 10. Right now my class is Vitalism Novice. But when you get all 3, that will actually change, and based upon what you chose as your next 2 skill sets will depend upon what class you are. Then you got your basic, melee attack, kick, shoot arrow, escape, teleports you to the nearest respawn point in 30 seconds if you become stuck in the terrain or find yourself in an unwanted location. Time delay increases depending on how far away the respawn point is and if you are wearing a trade pack. You can even report an unauthorized program. This game is full of bots already, so this would be a good one to have. Reports players suspected of using unauthorized programs. Requires 25 labor points. Can't report the same character twice. A character that receives 5 reports becomes a prime suspect, and any abuse of the reporting system will be met with serious consequences. Then you have your Rider's Escape, which, as you can see, I do not have on either one of my bars. This teleports your vehicle to safety. If it becomes trapped in a terrain, can be used within 20 meters of the trapped vehicle. Then you have your Recall, which I already have down below. Play instrument, use glider, drop trade pack, dash. Then you have 3 different types of dances. We already saw one, which was the Melbourne Shuffle. And this one I'm going to say would be your John M. Chu special. Anyone who's ever seen any of the Step Up movies or any dance movie and you see this guy's name come up, you will know who I am talking about. And then you got the Tango. And then you have a countdown. Have no idea what that is for yet, but I'm sure it is required somewhere. And then right next to that are your race specific buffs, debuffs, whatever, or buffs. Portal Mastery. The far-flung Harani Empire has forced its people to master the use of portals for quick travel. reducing the cast time and cooldown on the recall ability by 30%. And then Jungle Tamers, setting the jungles of Mahadevi taught the Harani to be efficient in their labor, reducing the time required for cutting down trees and gathering herbs. And right next to that, you have your emotes, which you can drop to the bar down below, and you are able to cycle through the different bars. This one that you see right here is one. So you got 4 different bars. So you can drop any of these down on there and they will have various effects. You can even play rock, paper, scissors, or scissors, rock, paper, as they got it shown here. And those are pretty fun. I've tried quite a few of those. Then you have your proficiencies. Now right off the bat, you can do any of these as you go along. Collecting stuff for alchemy, or doing or creating alchemy items, handcrafts, fishing. There you go, one just for you. Machining, mining, and whatnot, masonry. Now let me just say this, the best part is you already have what you need. You do not need to buy, say, a mining pick or a pickaxe to mine. You already have it. Or logging, you can already cut down the trees. You've already got it. Construction, which would be more when you build your house or dock or whatever. Cooking, farming, gathering, printing, tailoring, carpentry, and artistry. So I mean, you can do a lot, but there's only a certain few that you can get all the way up to rank 6. And then language, well, these are the languages you can learn. Right here, I already know the Harani language and the Harania continent dialect. But you can also learn the Nuyen language, the Furon language, Elven language, or the Nui continent dialect. So there's the skills. And then the map, you can click here or M, which will bring up the map. I wish I'd show you the world map, but so you can see what continent I am on. And I've already explained this, except for this. Now, for the various merchants, you can have this show what you want. Right now, the only thing I have is stable hand. You can click all. And by moving a map, as you can see, everything that that you can go to a merchant for to get certain supplies for what you want to do are shown on the map. Let's go ahead and click all those off and put stable hand back up. Infrastructure, mailboxes, memory tomes, your cooking tools, kilns. These you will see pretty much right from the get-go. There are a bunch of these right up ahead. And then housing province. This right here will show you where you can build a house, where you can build an aqua farm. If you like living high off the hog, you've got the luxury housing province, scarecrow farm zone, thatched farmhouse, scarecrow garden, and marine housing. So there is definitely a lot here. Next one, your vocation. Public farm, your folio, which shows everything that you can start doing as you get to an area, and again that will be shown. Or materials. So finished product or materials can be shown depending upon what you have up there. Then you got community. You got your social, which would be your friends list, your block list, and as you can see, I've already got a few. Majority gold spammers, and then just a couple of idiots. And then family, anyone that you have as a part of your family will be here. Then right next to that will be your main menu. Left click on it. You can close game, get on another character. You got your options. You can contact Trion Worlds right from here, and then there is a wiki of sorts that you can access right here in game. Let's go to the options. When you pull up the options, it's pretty basic. Full screen, windowed, screen resolution, vertical sync, whatever version of DirectX you have, 9 or 11. How bright the game is, action mode or classic mode. And then UI size settings, which goes as low as 80% and 120. Then you got your quality. As you can see, I've got all mine set to high because I found that works better for me. You got your sound settings, overall volume, you can set how loud the background music is. You got in combat background music, the sound effects, cinematic volume, musical instrument volume, and mutes music played by other characters. I got that so you don't hear when someone else is playing a flute or lute or whatever other type of instruments they have. Then you got your game settings. Name, display info, display my name, whether you're in a party, anybody in your guild, or who's in your guilds that you can know, raid members, party members, friendly, not in party or guild, show enemy names, which can help, the name of your pet, which you can change the name of, friendly pets, enemy pets, NPCs like Lucius here. He keeps popping in and out and changing form. Affiliation info display, you can show guild name or family name, type of display, name above health bar, which is what I got here, Misper, and it also shows you what level you are at. See, game info, basics show health stats, mana stats, buff duration, targets cast. You can even show the target of target. Interaction, tooltip location, bottom right of screen, which will show up right about here. You can show combat effects and tooltips, show creation details, whether you have an insufficient bag space alert, and we all know who needs that. Show chat bubbles like over here, again with Lucius, Let me knock this down. Anytime he speaks, you'll see it right there. Display helmet shows character's helm. Show wardrobe. Your bag slot display priority. Priority 1 would be weapons, shields, cloaks, gliders, and so on. And you can change that to however you want those four to show up. Damage, heal, info, target, self, party, raid, or guild, or all of them. Damage, heal info, distance wise, this one is set to the default of 50. And you got your functionality, click to move, auto move to skill range, key tap skill trigger. You got your camera shake effect, slow health warning, and so on and so forth. You can even limit how many players are displayed at any one time. I'm going to knock this down to 80. Then you got this auto decline for party raids. You can click on any of those. Guild invites, family invites. Now here's one. Auto decline jury invites. That's right. You're bad enough in this game, you will be called in for a trial. And if you have a pretty good rating or a decent rating, you will automatically be put onto a jury list. But as you can see, I have declined all jury invites and auto decline duels. You can ignore whispers, disable chat filter, which case I'm going to leave it enabled, and your mouse sensitivity. Then you got your shortcuts that you can show basic shortcut bar, and then you got your various character controls, pet controls, keybinds in the game, camera controls, UI shortcuts, shortcut bar, and miscellaneous. So again, nothing too different there. Oh, and as you can see, oh, now that's nice. I've never actually taken a look up before, but as you can see, there are 2 planets up there, or moons, or whatever. And it looks like we are almost in the middle of the night here in the game. Oh, you can put that away. Go ahead and dance if you want. Let's see. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think I have. Anyway, this is a first brief look and game displays. If you would like to join the game or join me, I will have all that information down below. Oh, there is one thing I will show. I am going to go ahead and... Sorry, Miss Burr, you're going to have to stop dancing. But we're going to go ahead and get this first mission. Now you can right click on them or you can hit F. You will see this if there's any NPC that's close that has anything to tell you, or if you're turning in something. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on this. And Sared says, you look almost ready to set off on an adventure. You're in luck. The best fortune teller of the continent is still in camp. You should always have your dragon fruit fortune read before wandering too far. Know what to expect and be prepared. Fortunately, there's some fresh dragon fruit just down the road. Right-click a nearby NPC to talk to them, or press F to speak with the nearest NPC in range, which makes it nice. And by accepting this, it will show how much XP you will receive and how many coins you will receive, which is pretty cool. Now, you can click down here to accept it. You can click F, or you can click G. And then to deselect them, you can go ahead and hit escape. Now, if you will see on the ground near me, you will see an arrow with a 1 on it. This makes it pretty convenient in knowing what quests you have and the direction that those quests are in, which can be inconvenient, especially considering that, well, sometimes you can't exactly get there by a direct route. But anyway, this has been my first video, and I will put all the information down below if you would like to join me in game for my Let's Plays. What server I'm on, character name, which would be Misper, and various other information as well. The character that I'm playing on, the race, there we go, the race I'm on. So anyway, I will see you next time, and goodbye. Wave to the nice people, Misper. Goodbye.